You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB podcast presented by DraftKings, a part of Hockey Podcast Network. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. Tanner, what's up, bud?
Nothing. Just hanging out. Just doing fucking nothing shit.
Oh, man. So I don't know what we're going to talk about this episode. Like, nothing happened this week of importance. Like, it was kind of a quiet week in the hockey world.
Oh, yeah. Just really bland. No news, nothing. Nobody got traded. Nobody got fired. Like, no cool goals or anything. Like, I don't know. I wish there was something that happened.
Hockey season is officially back, baby. Like,
yeah.
We have been waiting the first month or so, not even a month. It's been about a month now.
A month next week.
Yeah. So
it's the first game. I forgot because the Hawks didn't start for like 5 days after like the season started. So it actually has been like a month.
Give or take. Yeah. But like, we've been waiting for something interesting to happen. And all we've been getting was the controversy with the cover up, all that with the Blackhawks. It's kind of been taking the front page news, which we do have more to talk about with that. But let's talk about what's going on with the Hawks right now. Before we get into the big news, we'll just do a quick little recap. The Hawks were 1-2-0 this week with their win against Ottawa, which our buddy Tanner here was in attendance for.
Absolutely. What a game to be at. You get the chance at a Hagel hat trick, and then out of nowhere, Kaner gets the hat trick instead.
How did it feel to watching like winning Blackhawks hockey again in person?
It was amazing. It was just electric in the stadium. It was Kane's first game back off of like being from COVID protocol. It was the first game in November too, so it was like, oh my God, maybe October is over. Here comes November. Like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start winning this month. This is it. We're gonna go on a heater.
The best thing about Kaner coming back that game was Colleton was saying after the game that he got a call the night from Kane before. He's like, just let me play, even if it's 10 or 12 minutes. And Colleton just responded, he goes, that's not going to happen. Like, he goes, if you play, you're not playing 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That's weird.
Kane comes out, puts up 4 points, 3 goals and an assist. Like you said, Hagel had 2 goals, and Hagel post-game, they were asking him if who he thought was going to get the hat trick first, and he goes, well, Kaner had all that rest, so he better have been able to do what he did. So all money was on Kaner to do it.
Hey, Hagel had some great chances. Like, at one point in the third period, we're just following him around, like, and they're like, where is he, and they're just feeding him. It's just like,
they wanted, like, that's
they wanted him to get it.
I know, that's what I love when like teams do that. Like when they know a player is a goal away or something like that, and they go all out attack, and then of course Kaner's just gotta come and be like, "No, sit down, kid. This is my time still."
Oh, I'll get it. Don't worry about it. I'll show you how it's done. But yeah, I mean, that's the type of game that the Hawks are creating their own chances. They're skating around hard. They're actually getting some bounces, and things like just worked out for them. I think it goes to show too that, like, I mean, Carpenter got his first point of the season on Kaner's Kaner's goal in the second, and he's been working his ass off. He's been getting some more and more ice time. He was actually on the power play with that too, which is pretty great.
And that was back-to-back great games from Marc-Andre too. Like, yeah, those 2 games, Fleury looked like Fleury, and it was like, oh, okay, that's what we traded for. Okay.
Yeah, we got screwed the previous game because he got screwed the previous game because the Hawks couldn't score against St. Louis, and then they're going against Ottawa, and he's like, "All right, I'll do it again, just score this time."
Yeah.
And what do you know? They put 5 up, which is,
what was it, like 64 lovely. Out of 60? He made 64 saves out of 65 shots in those 2 games, something like that.
I mean, he had 2 goals let in, so probably it's something close to that.
64, 66, maybe. That's what I'm thinking of. But
I know he saved 35 of 36 in St. Louis. And he saved 23 of 24. So yeah, right about like 58 and 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
really good. That's some Vezina type shit,
the Marc-Andre that we all expected to be here. And then they had on Wednesday night a chance to little redemption from the last time they played Carolina. And they started out hot, a minute 35 in to Brinkett. Nice little mini breakaway goal. An amazing saucer pass from Kaner, which Kaner just looked like he was having fun. Like he's back. He hasn't been on the ice in a while. Like he just was loving hockey those two games.
Oh, I realized I just read the stat wrong for the saves. I was reading even strength shots. I didn't read the total. So you were right. It was actually 64 and 66.
54, 66. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure. Got that cleared up. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch this game, but I was like, oh hell yeah, like getting the updates, like to brink it right away. Fucking like they tied it up, but then like the Hawks going up 3-1 against a team that was 9-0.
Yeah,
like,
Kaner puts off a goal. Stillman got his first assist of the year. And Whistle got his first assist of the year. Then DeBrinky comes back with his second of the game, sixth of the year. Kurashev with the assist. Hardman with his first assist of the year. And then Carolina was like, okay, this is why we're top dog right now. Seth Jarvis scores his first career goal, doing a little Kucherov on Marc-Andre, which
accidental Kucherov.
Was it accidental? That's the thing. Like
I think it was. I don't think there's like any chance in hell that he purposely tried to do that.
Okay, fair. So regardless, even if it was the actual Kucherov, I mean that's one Fleury's got to have.
Yeah, that's the crazy. That's the thing that sucks though. Is like when they're up 3-1, I was like, yes, November, let's go. And then getting the updates and like, okay, they scored. Like, all right, whatever. And then they score immediately in the third period. And I was like, why do they have to do this?
Yeah, and then after Jarvis gets that goal, kind of woke the team up. Jeff Surfast got a goal 17 seconds into the third, and when that happened, I was like, "Oh, here we go again."
17 seconds.
Yeah, and then Martin was it Nikas?
Nikas
scores 3 minutes and 26 seconds into the third for the to take the 4-3 lead, and that was all she wrote for that game. And that just goes back to like the problem the Blackhawks have is they can put up 40 decent minutes of hockey, but they just cannot find a way to put a full 60 together.
No. And it always bites them in the ass because the fucking 10 to 20 minutes that they literally do not play hockey is when they get taken advantage of hard.
Right.
So I don't understand like how that happens. It's so shit. Ugh. Well, what is it? Friday night was just, I turned it off after like the first 5 minutes because I was not wasting my time watching that garbage hockey. It was that bad. I was at a wedding, so I didn't get a chance to catch it.
I'm trying to pull up the stats really.
But I did make sure to check my phone to see the updates. And the minute I saw that they scored 47 seconds into the game, I go, fuck this. I'm not going to look at my phone anymore.
Why is it not pulling up for me right now? I should have prepared.
For what?
I'm trying to pull up the stats really quick.
Well, it was Paul Stastny, scored 47 seconds in. Neil Pionk scored his first of the year on the power play less than 2 minutes later.
It was he scored 2 minutes, 23 seconds into. It was like 2 goals in 22 minutes.
Yeah, in the first 2.5 minutes of the fucking game, they scored twice. Like, I don't understand. All right, let's see. Like the start of the fucking game. I'm literally looking at the play-by-play on the NHL, and it's like Taves wins the face-off. They have 2 hits and then they score. That's all it shows.
Yep.
And then the face-off, Scheifele wins it, and it's like hit on Murphy, icing, cool, whatever. Scheifele wins another face-off. There's a takeaway. Fucking Dubois gets a wrist shot, saved by Marc-Andre Fleury, and there's a fucking penalty for tripping. Mike Hardman, cool. And then face-off, block shot, goal. It's the first fucking 2.5 minutes of the game. Like, what the fuck?
not great. Then the second period, little back and forth here and there, but 2 goals in the second again for Winnipeg. Kyle Connor gets his 8th of the year, continuing his hot start. Like he is really stepping up for them losing Scheifele. Like you were saying before we start recording, because he's on your fantasy team. Scheifele has not been in the lineup.
Well, he was. I just told you that he won faceoffs, but he was playing this game. He's been mainly out for most of the season though, because he was suspended for the first game, came back for 2 games, was out with like on COVID protocol for like 2 weeks. He's been back for a few games, but I think he got hurt during this game. Maybe I can find out real quick. But yeah, either way, Kyle Connor, for the most part, has been just like leading that team.
Yes, I mean Blake Wheeler's been really quiet. I don't know, has he been hurt too, or is he just?
I have no idea. Blake Wheeler, let's see. He had no points in this game, which is kind of insane. He's got 2 assists in 6 games, so he hasn't played every single game.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's been out with like on COVID protocol too, because Scheifele's literally played fucking 5 games. He's got 3 assists, but like with those 2 guys not playing like as much as they usually do, you got guys like Nikolai Ehlers, who's got 8 points in 11 games. I think Pierre-Luc Dubois is having a much better season than what he had last year before he got like traded. He's got 11 points in 11 games. And then, like you said, Kyle Connor, who's up at what, like 15, 16 points now?
I want to say it's 16 because he finished October with 14 points. So he's got to have at least 15, 16.
16 points in 11 games. Yeah.
But he had an assist and a goal this game. Hawks got on the board 56 seconds into the third. Mackenzie Entwistle, shorthanded goal, then assist from Jones and Doc. Jones with his 10th assist of the year, paying the big bucks for assists, baby.
Hey, if they lead to goals, whatever.
Right. I mean, I don't understand why you can hate that. But and then Wheeler scores to put it 5-1, and that's all she wrote for that game. And it's just more of the same. I really don't know like what else we can really say with this team. It's not playing. It's either slow starts and they're shooting themselves in the foot that way, or great starts and they just can't find a way to put a full 60 together.
Yeah.
So
it's so inconsistent hockey. And you know what's crazy too is like, as much as we shit on like Dylan Strome, just I don't understand. Like, I guess he did play this game. I didn't get to watch this game, but like the few games that I have watched with him in the lineup, he hasn't looked terrible.
No, and it's to the point too now. It's like play him or trade him.
Yeah, he's got 5 games played right now. He's got 1 assist. And I just don't think, I mean, a player that has like the talent like he does and like should have it put together is not going to play really well when they're playing once every other 3 or 4 fucking games. Like, yeah. It's the same shit. Like you said, like play him or trade him. Like the team's doing shit. Like, I don't know. Like, you think that sitting Strome for like any of these like 3rd or 4th line guys is going to like change anything? I don't get it. He hasn't looked terrible. That's the one thing that's driving me crazy. And you want to play him on the 3rd and 4th line with guys that don't have like the skill of guys that he was getting points with. Like, I don't know. I'm back and forth all the time with Strome, but like it's definitely just a play him or trade him. Like do one or the other. You're playing right now. I think when I was at the game in like against Ottawa, like it was like Kurashev, Hardman, and DeBrincat was like a fucking line. Like, I don't even know what to do with that.
You have too many of those grinder type players, like, power forward type players on the starting lineup. Like, yeah, you need some of those guys, you need some of that grit, but you also need the guys that are supposed to be, the offensive threats.
Yeah.
Especially when you're having a hard time scoring goals as it is. Like I don't know. And here's a crazy stat. I was thought about this. Against Carolina, Kane, his second game back from COVID protocol, played 25 minutes.
Nice.
And then Seth Jones, who I don't think he's been doing bad.
Yeah.
I don't think
I mean, when you're playing close to fucking 27 minutes a night, man, like you're gonna be out there with some goals against, especially when your team can't fucking do shit as a team.
his last 5 games, 25-34, 25-15, 21-46, 26-48, 25-34.
He's tied for fourth in points among defensemen right now.
Second on our team.
And he's actually tied for first in assists for a defenseman. Just want to point that out. He's tied with Adam Fox for first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people want anymore from him. He's doing his. Guess he can be a little bit better defensively. He's a -10, but then again,
plus minus is a team stat.
Exactly.
um,
There's only one person on the Hawks that isn't a minus. Can you guess who it is?
I know it's not Dylan Strome because I just looked at his stats. That's not a minus.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like who could it be?
It's Dylan Strome.
Wait, I thought he was a -1.
He's even.
Is he even?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. 5 games, he's even. That's perfect. Let's
Connor Murphy -12, Jake McKay -11, Kubalik, Jones -10.
Seth Jones is averaging 25.43 minutes a night. Same as Victor Hedman.
Yeah, and it's just
Alex Pietrangelo.
It is just same shit, new day.
But it's guess what? It's not going to be same shit, new day anymore.
Hopefully. But after the Winnipeg game, we were talking. I texted the group chat and I'm like, this has got to be it for Carlton, right? And Dice just casually responded, it's in the works. It's in the works. And lo and behold, the next day, Chicago Blackhawks have relieved Coach Jeremy Carlton of his head coaching duties. Also fired Sheldon Brookbank and who's that other? Oh, fuck. I always forget the third guy. It was another assistant.
Yeah. See if I can find it real quick. I had seen it in a bunch of places, but now I can't remember. But what wasn't it like? The funny thing is, it's 3 years exactly to the day that he was brought in as head coach.
The funny thing is, when I first got wind that this was coming, I was looking up for possibly making a social media post. I'm like, 3 years ago today, Quinville was fired. Carlton was hired. Look at what has happened since. And then before I could get that post done, I started seeing stuff like, he's gone. I'm like, oh shit. That's fucking insane. Time is a flat circle.
Sheldon Brookbank and Thomas Mattel.
Yeah, there he is. So Mark Crawford stays on the coaching staff. They promoted Derek King from Rockford. He's named interim head coach. Doesn't sound like they have any plans for him to be the guy going forward, but I mean, that could always change if they pull a St. Louis Blues-esque comeback, which it's possible. It's still super early.
Yeah. I mean, what we're 10, 11 games into the season. It feels so long.
71
right
games
now
left.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like plenty of teams can end up go on like some bad losing streaks. It just sucks that we're at like 9 losses already.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
And it's like with all these changes, like things can only go up from here, I would say. Like having 1 win in 12 games, like as long as we can get 2 in the next 12, I think that's still an improvement. I think we'll do better than that, but Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Take comfort in knowing that I think it is statistically impossible for the Hawks to never win again this season.
That's good. That's a good one.
Take your comfort in knowing that the Hawks are guaranteed to win at least 1 more game this year.
I would hope so. Yeah, man. Like, change is good at this point, and I'm excited to see what happens.
And it's something it needed to be done. I feel for Carlton, and we've said this many times on this show that he was put in a no-win situation. No matter what happened, he was set up for failure. You're not gonna follow up Coach Q, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's our guy. We're behind you 100%." I mean, knowing what we know now, maybe, but
yeah,
like he was never given a fair shot. He was rushed. I personally thought this is probably the year that you would have started considering moving him up to be a head coach. I thought when they brought him into Rockford, you were looking at like a 3 to 5 year window.
Yeah.
Before he would be a very solid head coach. And that would have been like around right now. So I feel bad for him. I think that he's going to be, I think he's going to be a great head coach. I think he just needs
to fix that defensive system that he runs
and just kind of just figure out exactly what works for him and like, you know, what's going to work in NHL. He was trying to bring what he used overseas and in the AHL and stuff up to the NHL. And it's a different game. It's just, it's not going to play the same way in the NHL.
No. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Hopefully this team can get back to like what our expectations were basically at the beginning of the year. I just like, as long as they can, if they play better defensively, everything can be much better. Like if they can play a full 60, everything could be much better.
They need to just simplify it. They just need to go out there and just be like,
God,
if my message to the Hawks, if I'm Derek King, is go play hockey.
Yeah.
Don't think about like all this complicated stuff. Go out there and just play hockey and see what happens. You have the talent. You have the skill. Like, there's a reason why this team, and not even just us, not even us with our Hawks bias, a lot of other shows and other people, experts, were saying the Hawks were a playoff team.
Yeah.
And like, there's a reason for that.
It's not hard to see on paper. Like, that's what they should be.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Before I get to he had his first morning skate today. Couple things that they were talking about. They had like a little press conference before around 11 o'clock. So right before we started recording, I was watching a little bit. One of the question was asking why Crawford wasn't the choice. And interim GM Kyle Davison said basically that he felt that it was important to have an outside look on this team and bring some fresh eyes in, which I 1000% agree.
You
need somebody who isn't indulged in this system already to kind of come in and be like, okay, this is what's going on. It's like I said too, it sounds like that they are going to be searching for a head coach. I don't think that they're going to pull the trigger unless they find the perfect candidate. And a lot of people are saying Torts should be the guy. I still don't think that's the right fit, as much as I would love to have him in Chicago to get those sound bites every game. But the other thing too was, what was the other? There was something else that stood out to me. I don't know, just Kyle Davison in general, just talking. It was like the first time he really talked to the media since being named the GM. And he just had that, like it was a complete 180 from Bowman, where Bowman was always just like, you know, your typical hockey answers and all that, and just kind of says what you want to hear. Where Kyle was thinner, and he's just like, listen, we're in a shitty position. It's going to be tough. And he was asked if this is a lost season already. And he goes, it depends.
Way too early,
right,
man.
And he goes, and Kyle, what he said was awesome. He goes, it depends on how you want to look at what a lost season is. If you're considering playoffs or nothing as a lost season, then you know what, statistically we might have, it might be a lost season. But if this team, if you consider it a lost season of showing no growth and not being able to, you know, fight the issues that they're dealing with, then this is not going to be a lost season, because he goes, he's confident that this team can turn it around and make it interesting here and out. It's all about the growth and taking this team to the next level, because this team is young. there's still a lot of young kids on this team that need to learn, NHL hockey. And if they can come back after a 1-9-1 start and fight for a playoff spot, might not make it, but they can fight for a playoff spot. I mean, that's not a lost season. That's huge growth.
Absolutely. And hopefully that's what we can get.
So, King, he was also okay, go ahead.
No, you're good. I got other things I'm thinking about that I don't want to forget.
No, so King was also asking, they're like, "Oh, you nervous about this?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm nervous." He goes, "I'm like kind of like wondering like what am I doing here? I was coaching AHL yesterday, and now I got to come up here and do this kind of stuff." He's like, "I'm gonna be leaning on Mark Crawford a lot to kind of like bring me back to earth, kind of thing like that." But he seems excited. He seems a very down to earth guy, and it'll be very interesting to see how he does it and what different he does from Carlton.
Yeah, I mean, we get to see what happens tonight against Nashville.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get a dub, but I mean, this team, like kind of similar to last year, like did not play well against Nashville. So we'll see what happens there.
So the morning skate, here are the lines that King put together.
Oh, yes.
The first line, he had DeBrincat, Doc, and Kane.
Okay.
Second line, yes. Kubalik, Taves, Hagel.
Yes.
Hardman, Strome, Entwistle.
Okay.
Carr, Carpenter, and Kurashev.
Okay.
Then you had Stillman with Jones. McCabe skating.
Stillman with Jones. Okay.
McCabe skating with Kalnuk and Murphy. So Kalnuk is looks like he's slowly getting back on the ice, which is great news.
That's good.
And then Tahan and Gustafson. So
okay.
And so that leaves Borgstrom and Gaudette on the outside.
All right. That sounds good.
Yeah, I wish Gaudette would get in there a little bit more though.
Yeah, I like the way that he was playing. Yeah, it's just hard because like him, Carpenter, Hardman, Entwistle, really Hagel. Hagel is like the most skilled of them all, but they all play very similar games.
Hagel's a better Shaw.
Yeah.
I think you can probably. I think you would rotate Gaudette and Hardman in and out.
True.
I really haven't seen much from Hardman that I've been like, oh, okay, this guy.
Well, it's the thing, like he doesn't mess up, but like he's always going hard.
Yeah. So it's like hard, man.
Yeah. Oh, shut it down. Turn the podcast off.
So that's going to be very interesting. How do you feel? Do you think that this is going to be a statement game for the Hawks? Do you think it's going to be a little bit of growing pains that you have less than like 48 hours to like kind of change things up? What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Hopefully, like you said, hopefully they just go out and play some hockey. That's all you can really ask for. Their penalty kill is good, their power play is good. So, I mean, as long as you just play hockey 5-on-5 and then maybe take your chances when you get on the power play and capitalize on those, maybe they can step out of this game with a win. That'd be great if he gets a dub in his first game as head coach. It'd be a nice little change of pace from this beginning of the season.
Yeah. Start 1-0. There we go. So now it's a 71 game season. New era of Blackhawks hockey.
Trailing a lot of teams.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. One more thing about tonight's game is Marc-Andre Fleury debuted. He's debuting a new helmet.
Debuting. Whatever.
Helmet that is fucking filthy.
Oh god, yeah, it's so sexy. It's so good. I'll say so. They got it's in honor of Native American Heritage Month. He's debuting a helmet that was designed by Ojibwe, and an Ojibwe artist, which is a Native American tribe. His name is Patrick Hunter. In the little article that they wrote on the Hawks website, it's pretty cool because it's the what is it? All right, I had it here. um, the feathers design. It says it's featuring 7 uniquely designed feathers representing the 7 grandfather teachings for indigenous communities around the Great Lakes, which each feather represents, or each one will represent like wisdom, love, respect, bravery, honesty, humility, and truth. And then it says it also features flowers across the mask as a link between indigenous cultures. And it goes on in the article to mention about how like the artist thought it was really cool that like Fleury's last name, Fleury, is French and translates into flowers. And he's like, that's just like so perfect for this design to incorporate those flowers to not only have that indigenous meaning, but also mean something to Fleury as well. So it's pretty great.
And I saw a quote too that his wife actually has like Native American heritage in her.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I wish I could find where it was. It was like a little screen grab, so I don't remember where I saw it, but he was saying so it was really cool that he was able to honor them as her family and all that as well. But I kind of hope he sticks.
It says my wife's family is of Abenaki and Mi'kmaq descent, and I wanted to do something special to recognize and celebrate Native American Heritage Month. Fleury said of the design. I was lucky enough to work with Native American artist Patrick Hunter on a special edition mask, and I love the design, especially the inclusion of flowers and feathers. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm hoping that like I love this helmet a lot. I hope it stays. I think it's so much better than the one that he had, because it was like when they showed that other design, they were just like, this is just kind of like what we had to do because we couldn't like really think of anything else that would be good. And this one's like much more well thought out and like really cool.
Yeah, the original artist on his red helmet was saying that he got a lot of things vetoed because of racial tension. I'm like, what are you trying to do that you're getting vetoed for that kind of stuff? Like that was weird to me, like the way he said that.
Yeah, it was like a restricted artistic vision. I don't know. But yeah, the helmet's pretty sick. I don't know. Is he starting tonight?
I don't know, but they are all. It is Native American Heritage Night at the game tonight too. So
it's always Native American Heritage Night.
Yeah, but I think they're going like above and beyond tonight, kind of like how it was when we went to the game versus Toronto.
Oh, with the Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
It says Kevin Lincoln is likely it as of right now.
Why does that always? I feel like that always happens. Like these guys get these sick pads or sick masks, and then they don't play.
I think it's like they want to play, so they get it on a night that they think they're not going to play. So just to kind of like get a little pressure from the coach to like actually play them. That'd be hilarious if that was the reason. The other thing I wanted to mention for Hawks talk, I don't know if you remember this, but on Monday night when I just had it all up. Okay, yeah, on Monday night when Kaner got his 4-point night, he actually moved into third all time in goals in the Blackhawks franchise and went into third all time in points in the Blackhawks franchise.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And he just recently, as of last game, took fourth in games played in the Blackhawks franchise. So he's only behind Seabrook, Keith, and Makita. So that's pretty
nuts.
neat.
Yeah, that's nuts.
He's got, I mean, depending on how much longer he feels like playing, which I'm assuming he'd probably just be here the whole time. Like, it was crazy. Like, I didn't even realize it, but like after the game on Monday when they were, they did the 3 stars, Kaner was first star, and then he had the headset on, and you hear Edzo like doing a little chat with him, and Kaner's just like, yeah, I've been here for 15 years. And I was like, holy shit, that's right. Yeah, he's been here for 15 years. He's like,
that's insane.
Yeah. And he's like, I hope to be here a lot longer too. And like, it's good to hear the crowd and like how like loud and amazing it is. And I was just like, fuck, I can't believe that shit.
That's insane to me that it's been that long already. It still feels like they were just drafted. Him and Taser's just like debuting and all that.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. But I mean, right now he is 54 points away from tying Bobby Hull for second all-time in points. He is 29 assists away from tying Dennis Savard for second all-time in assists.
How far is he from Nikita?
In what? Assists?
Points.
In points? Quick math. It's like 368.
Does he do it?
Does he do it? He could. I mean, it'd probably take another like few years. But I mean, his points projection is always going up every year. So
Right.
he'll do it in 2. He's gonna end up with like 150 points next year and 177 the year after. It'd be fine.
Poor Makita.
Yeah. It's just kind of cool. Like getting to see all that happen, and it's insane to
I mean, because it's
become like one of the top Blackhawks of all time.
It's cool that we get to see it because it's like we see all these stats and we run around for them. So it's like we didn't see Makita, we didn't see Bobby, we didn't see like, you know, and it's like being able to see these records and like fall in the franchise history. It's really cool.
Oh yeah.
NFL fans hungry for a big win this week? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has you covered. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game. And if they do, you win $200 in free bets. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. It's that simple. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, DraftKings won't leave you empty-handed. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings daily fantasy sports contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sports app now. Use promo code THPN. Bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game and win $200 in free bets. If they win, you win with promo code THPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and a $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff on the ice going on. And then a couple things one major thing happened off ice that last Sunday when they were putting the Tampa Bay Lightning's names on the Stanley Cup, they X'd out Brad Aldrich's name from the Stanley Cup. So he everybody that kind of said that this title or this Stanley Cup means a little bit less. Well, they kind of got their wish now. There's a little asterisk to remind me what happened that year with the X's out in the middle of the coaching staff section of it. With that being said, I threw up a little Instagram poll because I was curious. I go, now that Aldrich was removed, should everybody that essentially got fired for knowing about this and doing nothing, should they be removed as well? 32% of people said yes, 68% no. A lot of people messaged me kind of saying that was a loaded question. And yeah, it was a loaded question. And we have a show to run. So, of course, we're going to do it. So we have talking points here. But so that kind of made me kind of wonder, like, because a lot of it surprised me a little bit in general that it was that big of a gap. The way it's been talked about on social media and everything that's happened, I thought there was going to be a lot more people saying that they all should be removed.
Oh, really?
I thought.
I fucking hate trying to predict what everybody's going to say. Because at this point, just assume it's going to be
terrible
dog shit.
Yeah.
So.
It just kind of seemed like the general consensus that the way people were talking about and all that kind of stuff, I would just assume, oh, they're guilty. They got fired. They lost their job. Take them off the cup. But I had a lot of people saying, well, this person should, but this person shouldn't. This person should, this person shouldn't. And one name that I think we can all agree on that probably, if you were going to remove a name and consider, John McDonough.
Okay.
I think that was one name that came up a lot, and I kind of agree with it. I'm not saying he should. I kind of can see the argument for why he would, considering he was the one who had all the power to make this a non-issue.
Right.
And handle this as it is, but he proceeded to hold off and wait and let it get worse. I can see his name coming off. I don't agree on Q. McIsaac and Blanc. I mean, I don't really know fully about their roles with the team and all that kind of stuff. Exactly like how involved they were. Stan, I don't know. I don't know, but it was just interesting to me that I was very curious to kind of see like why or how big of a difference it was. But I don't think anybody else should get removed. I think if they were, McDonough should be the guy. I like to give Q benefit of the doubt that what he's knew and what he didn't do was taken out of context, and he was leaving it up for the people that had the true power to handle this. But I don't know. And then speaking of that, cant has revisited their comments as well regarding everything like this, and pretty much in just summing up, they both said that it was wrong for them to take their past history with management and all that kind of stuff and not even consider what Kyle went through and all that. So it was nice to see them clarify or not clarify, but address what they said wasn't right.
Yeah, it was what like we were kind of hoping they'd come out and like really like that was fucked up, and then they're like, yeah. I just wanted to go back to like the X and out names thing. It was just like I understand how everybody would be upset, but the thing that I don't know, you don't really just X out people's names just because they're just an asshole. Like at the end of the day, like they're just gonna be they're a bunch of dickheads that didn't do the right thing, but they didn't do anything really illegal. They're just fucking assholes.
They didn't do anything illegal. You're
just gonna start Xing out assholes. Like
the whole cup's gonna probably be empty.
What's the like threshold of like oh, you're this much of an asshole, now you're coming off the cup?
There was I wish I saved it, but like when it was talked about when Rocky wrote the letter asking for Aldrich to be removed, there was a Twitter account that was like, okay, so you're gonna remove him, and it wasn't like defending Aldrich or whatever. It was saying like, okay, this is the route you're going, and then it had like a Google Docs spreadsheet of every player and head coach and management and all that has been involved with some sort of like sexual assault, basically broke the law, or they got in trouble for something off ice. And if you took every name off of the cup that was involved with that, there would not be a lot of names on that cup.
Yeah,
because it was just like a lot of people like Mario Lemieux, Patrick Kane, like just stuff like there was like a bunch of names for even Ed Belfour, like people like even if they were saying, okay, well, they were in the situation, like they were near the person or all that kind of stuff. So guilty, they got to go.
Yeah.
But it's just insane. You're opening up a huge box of worms there if you start going by that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with taking Aldrich's name off, but I think that's like about it. Yeah.
But all right. I think that does about it for Hawks talk, unless you got anything else.
No, that's enough Hawks talk.
All right. And hopefully this will be the end of bad news for the Blackhawks. Hopefully we will start getting in some happier times.
Yeah. And the thing that I keep saying is, or seeing online, is it's a lot like even on the Fleury's new mask like post on the Blackhawks, and people are like, oh, it's a rare W for the Hawks right now. It's yeah, God. Cool. It's a sick fucking joke, guys.
I'm annoyed that
hopefully we can stop seeing that, but I'm sure everything that happens now is gonna be like,
I saw something too.
Really rare W.
I saw something too when they fired, like on the post talking about firing Colleton. It was like, man, I don't know how I can't imagine being a fan of this team.
Right.
Like, I don't know. We're fans, whatever. Like, literally, you weren't around in the 2019, like 1990s and all that. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't this bad, but
true. All right. So, NHL talk.
Yeah, NHL talk.
I got my first point right now is Florida is nasty.
Florida goes
last non-regulation defeated team.
Yeah, 10-0-1, just spanked Carolina.
Who was the other last non-regulation defeated team?
Yeah, Carolina tweeted out like, "Oh, now it's a battle to 81-1," and they're like, "Huh, guess we win."
Oh, that's hilarious!
But
way to go!
And Florida was shorthanded too. They didn't have Markov. They didn't have Bob. Like they looked good. A lot of nice little pretty passing. Duclair is looking unreal this year for them too.
Duclair's been playing really well for them.
He bet on himself and it's paying off.
Good for him. Aren't they? Wait, did they hire Torts yet?
No.
Are they still planning on it? Like
I don't know.
I wouldn't fucking do anything if this team is on fire like this.
I think that was just like a rumor. Like Kevin Weens was saying, like if they're looking to hire somebody, like keep your eye on him.
Oh, okay.
But like I don't think there's anything like actually official yet.
And they had the one play this game of Ryan Lomberg going at getting kicked out, game misconduct for running into Antti Ranta, which I think is just horseshit. Like it's a race for the fucking puck. And then the goalie comes out to play it. So like, what are you supposed to do? Just stop and give up?
I mean, like, if the goal is coming that far out of the net, I'm sorry, it's fair game.
Like, well, I don't think he like even tried to like run him over. He like tried to stop up, but like you're going for the fucking puck. Like I don't understand. Like he didn't intentionally like drop a shoulder into him, and and Ranta also goes down like he's a fucking quarterback, like sliding on a knee or some shit, and like gets his head even lower. And like I don't understand. Like if you're going to put yourself in that situation, I don't get how this guy gets a fucking game misconduct.
There is another angle too that you shows Lombard kind of like, pulling up a little bit too. And that's why I'm like, what is it? Hold on 1 second.
It's all good.
What was last name? Lombard.
Lomberg.
He was pulling up too. So I don't know. If he gets any sort of like extra discipline from this, I think that's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, I don't think he should. I think it was the wrong call in the first place to fucking put him in the box. But like,
well, he got a misconduct. He was ejected, I think.
Yeah. That's the thing. Getting a 5-minute.
Yeah,
I think that was wrong. So like, that's the other thing too. Is like did they kill off the whole 5 minutes? I don't know. Or did Trocheck score on that? I wish they had like better way of like doing this on NHL, just to see like when these penalties happen. Like I'm having a hard time figuring the fuck out because I'm an idiot. But if they killed off a 5-minute penalty with even just only one goal against, and they're already shorthanded by not having like Barkov, I think that's pretty goddamn good.
Scored on that power play.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way, like I said, just getting one. Yeah, here's the penalty happened at 7:38 left. And they scored with 4:40 left. Okay.
Yeah. So, man, Florida. The one thing I'm looking kind of smart on with my preseason predictions is they were my dark horse pick for the Stanley Cup, and
them and everybody else's pick.
Shut up. Another next note I have here is McDavid is stupid.
Yeah.
It is so stupid what he does out there, and it's just second nature. Like it's no big deal for him. I mean,
I was gonna say, speaking of preseason like predictions, I was like, I mean, I could see Edmonton taking the West because McDavid's just gonna will that team all the way through the fucking playoffs, and that's literally what he's doing. They were losing. They were down like 2 or 3. And then they fucking came back, and he it's just disgusting what he did.
They're 9-1 right now.
Yeah. Let's see.
Jesus.
1-1. Yeah, it was 4-1 at one point. Then and then it was 5-5, or it was 4-5, and then McDavid pulls that fucking disgusting goal out of his ass, shocks himself, and then of course you get Draisaitl, McDavid, and Darnell Nurse in fucking 3-on-3 overtime, and it's just like, you're not going to touch the puck.
Do you think he was pissed that one guy went off for a change and he's like, fuck, I could have deked off going through all 5 of them?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's what he was mad about.
After the game, he goes, they asked him about his goal, and he goes, I'm paid to score big goals. I'm paid to do that type of stuff, just doing my job, as he's sipping a protein shake as well. Like that image of him after scoring the goal, like the shock look on his face doesn't match up to what he said there. Like the cockiness level doesn't add up, but
hilarious.
So fucking funny.
I fucking love it. It's just, it's crazy the shit that he can do. And I'm wondering if that is just ruined the Rangers, because then they had Calgary the next night and got smoked 6-0.
Yeah. I think the Rangers, like, I still don't know if the Rangers know what the Rangers are.
I don't know. They could be really good. They could be middle of the pack.
They're doing good. I mean, they're still not bad. Like, they're 6-3.
Oh, yeah.
They're second place in the Metro. But it's like, yeah, I feel like it's like
a lot of difficult teams in the East.
Yeah. Like, I still can't believe the Islanders still. I mean, look at the Islanders are 5-2-2 and they're in 6th place.
Yeah, no, they're not doing bad.
And they still have yet to play a home game this year.
Oh, that's right. Are you kidding me? That's so fucking weird.
I think they got to be playing soon. Where's their schedule here?
They're at the Wild today. They're
Saturday,
in Jersey, Thursday.
A week from Saturday will be their first home game. So I said November 20th.
Oh, wow. The 20th. Oh, my God. They're still 13 days away.
And they only get 4 games at home before they got to go back on the road.
Yeah, they're going to have
rough.
They're going to have an insane home stretch at some point. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, let's see. December, they only play 4 road games.
That's good. January, they play 4 road games or 5 road games.
February, everybody's off, essentially. March, they only play.
It evens out a bit.
Yeah. And then April, it's back to only 5 home games.
So weird.
That's nuts. Like, that's insane.
They couldn't
play like a game or 2 at the Coliseum while the other thing's getting ready.
I guess not.
That's insane to me. Yeah. So I guess the only like other like major NHL talk.
Arizona gets a win.
Yeah. There we go. Arizona. 1 win. They're no longer the worst. Well, they still are the worst team because
I mean, they didn't lose to Seattle. That's a good one. The newest team in the league. There was also a comeback win too.
Yeah, Phil Kessel.
Is this where the season turns around for Arizona?
Arizona, Chicago are going to finish 1-2 in the division after terrible starts.
It would be actually really funny if they finished as 7-8 and then met in the Western Conference Final.
Oh, it's still like the 2 wild card teams.
Yeah. I didn't mean like 7-8 in the division. Yeah. I meant like 7-8 in the conference.
That'd be hilarious. Oh my God.
Just meet each other in the Western Conference Final. It's just like, these 2 teams combined for a total 2 wins in the second week of November.
So through 12 games, the Hawks have 4 points. Arizona's got 3. Let's go. What up, hockey?
Yeah.
I was hoping, since I'm going to the game on Friday, that they would still be winless. No, but you know what? No, now I'm glad that they aren't, because my luck would be they'd still be winless. I go to the game and they get their first win.
Yeah, that's not good luck.
No, unless it's Phil Kessel scoring like a fucking sick, nasty game winner, then I'd be okay. I'd partially be okay with it, but
How's the Phil doing right now?
He had the game. He had a big power play goal yesterday. I think he was the one that made it.
He's got 5 points in 12 games. Shane Gostisbehere is leading their team 9 points in 12 games.
I think the Phil wants out so bad.
Oh yeah.
You see Phil's gonna be a dad.
Yeah. That's another
Good for
good one.
him. Good for Phil.
It's gonna be the kid's gonna have the best food.
Right?
It's gonna be
He's
great.
gonna grow up, but he's gonna grow up with no hot dogs. Feels
No.
like this is never gonna happen. So, all right, I think that does it for NHL talk. Unless you got anything else that you know seems worthy to talk about.
I don't know. Was there any trades this week?
I think there was a little tiny trade. Vegas and Buffalo put together a little something. Tuck is going to Buffalo. That was a big move by Buffalo to pick up Tuck. Kids about New York guys, super excited to be out there. Might be the only person excited to go to Buffalo.
I don't know. Taylor Hall seemed like he was pretty excited last year.
Yeah, because he knew he was going to get out right away too.
Yeah. Alex Tuck, Syracuse, New York native. Welcome to the Sabres.
You have that full trade up? Like what else went in that?
Yeah, so Jack Eichel.
Oh shit, Jack Eichel.
Jack Eichel. Big second overall pick in 2015. Right? 2015? Yeah, because 2016 was Matthews.
Yeah.
You might have heard of him. He's pretty good when he's healthy. But he's going to Vegas with a conditional 3rd round pick. What is the conditions is if Vegas's 1st round pick in the 2022 draft is a top 10 pick, then Buffalo will transfer their 2024 3rd round pick instead. That's really weird. Okay, then. So the conditions on the 3rd round pick that Buffalo's giving to Vegas are conditioned on Vegas's own 1st round pick, because their 1st round pick is top 10 protected. So if Vegas picks in the top 10 this year, then they give Buffalo their next year's 1st round pick. And if that's what happens, then Buffalo is going to send them the 3rd round pick from 3 years from now. What the fuck? Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Okay, either way. So it's Alex Tuck, Peyton Krebs, who is another 1st round pick from 2019, because Vegas literally does not want to. They don't give a shit about their 1st rounders at all. Vegas came into the league in win now mode. Like no joke. Like that's what they did.
Yeah.
Literally, they gathered all these picks and then go, fuck all these picks. It's like, give me these picks. Now fuck these picks. Give me your players. But yeah, so they got Tuck, Krebs, they got the conditional 1st rounder, what I already said was top 10 protected, and they have a conditional 2nd round pick, which guess what? Also conditions. And if if the pick, so that it's 2022 1st round, got it? And then the other 2 picks involved in the trade are 2023 2nd round to Buffalo and 2023 3rd round to Vegas. So all of this is contingent on this 1st round pick. If it's in the top 10 this year, that pick gets moved to the next year. And then if that's what happens, then the other 2 picks get pushed back a year as well. Does that make sense?
No, but I get the concept. I know, yeah.
There's all three picks get pushed back a year if Vegas gets a top 10 pick this year with if that's what their pick ends up being, which is okay, cool, whatever. But I think that's kind of weird. Like you kind of, I don't know if they were planning on using any of these picks, but like you kind of like tied up in these picks now.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, so now they can't trade these picks, other picks,
or like the bottom 10, really. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. So
Either way, I think it's a decent trade. Do I think Buffalo could have gotten more? Yeah, but they kind of fucked up the whole situation by like shooting themselves in the foot by not letting Jack Eichel just get a fucking surgery.
they could have traded. They could have got a lot more if they would have made this move in the offseason or when the first discussion of Eichel saying like, okay, you're not gonna let me do what I want to do. Trade me.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you could have traded him in the offseason, got a lot more because he would have had the surgery. He would have been back a lot sooner and he could have made more of a difference earlier on.
Now you just fucking screwed over Team USA.
Yeah, oh man, that sucks. I'm pissed about that.
Yeah.
Would have been awesome. Eichel, Matthews, Canner all on one team.
It would have been crazy. And now it's just fucking insane in Vegas because they're listed what their first line should be on paper are all on LTIR.
Their projected cap hit right now is 92 and like 92 and a half, like a little bit over that. That's ridiculous.
And if you don't know, the cap is still 81.5 million.
And NHL is promoting, is this the year Vegas finally wins the cup? And they're promoting an illegal lineup.
Yeah, I mean, if this current lineup that they have, who isn't doing like the greatest, but if they can make it to the playoffs and then these guys are magically A-okay game one, the whole Kucherov thing, then yeah, they'll be a pretty fucking dirty team.
They have to reevaluate this, the way this is manipulated, like LTIR and stuff manipulated the next CBA, no?
You have to. Like, I don't like understand, like, if you have such a stacked team that you don't just like hold these guys out on LTIR with like whatever injuries. And then even if they're healthy, you just keep them on LTIR until fucking playoffs start. If your team's playoff bound already, it's like you're giving yourself a huge heads up. Like,
but I guess the good thing is they're only 11 million over the cap, where Tampa Bay was 18. So they're not completely manipulating the salary cap. Only kind of.
Yeah.
But they're also saying Jack Eichel's, they're hoping to have him have his surgery this upcoming week. And they're
3-month recovery time.
Yeah, they're anticipating like February, March for him to be back with the team.
February is a great month for all the time off. So like that's really lucky for them this year because the season is extended a little bit longer than what it normally would be just because of like All-Star break and Olympic break. So
that's nuts. That blows my mind that they're doing both.
Well, I mean, if you didn't know, like they would come to an agreement and actually allow the NHL players into the Olympics this year, like you plan for an All-Star game,
right?
I
thought that the second that they said the okay to the Olympic, they were gonna like, okay, we'll just push the All-Star back till next year kind of thing.
But yeah, you're also struggling. You're struggling for revenue at this point because of the whole breaks and fucking COVID, all that shit.
Yeah,
it's like, why not just like do a ton of shit? Just gas your fucking superstars.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting what they do because I mean, like you said, their top line is on LTR right now.
They got to make some moves.
$27 million on LTIR right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And another like $2 million on injured reserve.
Yeah, because guess what? Nolan Patrick's hurt.
Surprise.
I feel so bad that like he can't stay healthy.
Yeah. Is it a concussion issue again?
I have no idea. It doesn't even say on here.
I'm interested to see too. Wasn't there some like tension between Lehner and Eichel in Buffalo?
Possibly, but I mean that could be over now because Eichel's a little bit older. Like if you're coming straight out of college and you're probably like, I mean, there's the video of him downing a beer and going like, Buffalo, I'm coming for you. And I think like when you're Lehner that had like addiction issues and you're getting this fucking raging college kid coming to your team who thinks he's like the hottest shit in the world. I'm sure there was a little fucking head clashing, but I don't know. I feel like at this point, Jack Eichel's a little bit more mature, or should be, especially through
Older, a
this
little
process
older.
of like this fucking getting jerked around by fucking Buffalo. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
think
feel
at this
like I
point,
feel like I feel like Laner also, he's the type of player that's not going to sit there and just be like bitchy in the locker room. He's going to come out and just be like, hey, like, we should talk about this shit, because like it's the way he is.
so
Good stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
Vegas is a powerhouse. It'll be really interesting to see what they do. Because they got, I mean, I think Patches is going to be on his way out. I think they've already talked about moving him before. He'll only have 1 year left on this deal this year, so I think he makes the most sense. You can move him for like a rental to a team that needs a rental piece. I can't see them moving Mark Stone.
I think I think it was like Riley Smith. I was hearing like rumors that he would be on a possible trade.
You're gonna probably realistically, you're gonna have to move like 2 guys.
Oh yeah,
Because
I mean, you have 3 guys making $5 million, one making 5.9. Then you have your first line that you said. I mean, they're making
10, 9.5, and 7.
yeah. Alec Martinez, maybe he gets moved. He's like the oldest player on the team at 34, but he's making 5.25. Like, you're not moving Shea Theodore. If you're Vegas, like, no fucking way. He's 26. He's making 5.2. He's probably like the best defenseman on your team, like offensively at least. I can't believe Pietrangelo is only fucking 31. I feel like he's 39.
Did he sign an 8-year deal?
No.
7?
Yeah. Couldn't sign 8 years.
Yeah, I forgot. So he's a UFA at the end of the 26-27 season.
Woof.
He's making 8.8.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're legit just playing NHL 22 and just like, all right, we'll sign all these contracts, and then we'll deal with it next year, like in the off season kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I think if you're like, it's the craziest thing, because they're doing the, like, what they did with Fleury. Like, what you're going to have to do is you have to shed salary, so you're going to end up trading these players for nothing. Like, that's all they're doing. They're like, oh, we're going to sign these guys. We'll figure it out. We'll move some pieces around, and then once we're in cap trouble, we'll just give them away for like a 6th round fucking pick, because that's what you can do. But yeah, I can see Riley Smith and like Alec Martinez being moved, because that's $10.25 million right there. And that would be enough, right? Or is that just short?
they have to clear up. Sorry, I was looking to see if they gave him a number yet. If he's gonna be number 9 or not. They have to clear up 11, like just over 11 million.
Yeah. And
Just
I wonder
to the middle.
Well, I wonder if like if when you move those 2 guys, and then maybe you like send somebody down or something like that, but like if you're going to be able to like work all of that in. Well, I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm excited to see him out in Vegas. Like,
yeah, I
I'm
want
excited to see how that works out. Very excited to see how the surgery works out too, just because it's so experimental. And
if it becomes like the new thing, like that'd be great, because I'd like to see players like live healthier lives rather than just like getting the surgeries that are like better for the team in the short term and like not good for the players in the long run.
right. Okay, so real quick before we wrap up, I'm just curious because it was down to Calgary and Vegas for Eichel, and Matthew Tkachuk's name got threw out there as a possible guy. Did you think that was a lot to give up? Like, was Tkachuk a little too much?
Yeah, no, it was Tkachuk and a like bunch extra. It was like a way better deal than I think they got. So I think that was just a fucking horseshit lie. Just like, I don't know. I don't know if somebody leaked that as a trade and like was trying to get maybe Vegas to like up their like offer. You know, like you kind of leak a little bit, and it's like, oh shit, like, oh, do you really want Jack Eichel? Because if that was like the trade that was offered, like, why wouldn't they take that one immediately?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was. I don't know. Like, unless like they have like some hard on for making Vegas better. Like,
It was just really shocking to see Chuck's name come up. Like
I thought out of everybody on that team, he would be the only untouchable player.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll be interested to see. Speaking of Kachuk, one last thing that came up to mind is Brady Kachuk was named captain of Ottawa. So
yeah, that's right.
The human thumb gets the C.
Somebody I saw recently it was a picture of John C. Riley next to Brady Kachuk, and I was like, oh, that's what he's gonna look like in 20 years.
He's such a weird looking dude. Like, it's so funny. Like, I have a group chat we're talking about. They were just talking about how they like his play style, like the old school, like annoyance and all that kind of style. And I'm just like, I don't know. He just has a punchable face. Like, he just looks like a guy. Like, he looks like
a grade school bully.
Yeah, and he looks like he's like, do you know who my dad is too? Like, he's like, get away with it. And it's like, yeah, your dad's Keith Kachuk. We know. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Brady.
Yeah, but all right. Do you got anything else?
No. That's it. That's all I got. It was a very eventful, in a good way, week this week.
It was nice to talk about some positive things for once.
Get some Hawks win. Gonna get that Jack Eichel thing over with. I don't know.
Yeah, so quick look up at the Hawks schedule really quick for this upcoming week. They have Nashville tonight, so either we're going to sound like idiots tomorrow when this goes live, or, it's going to be kind of on par. They got Pittsburgh on Tuesday, which was supposed to be host tonight, but they postponed that because they all agreed that it wasn't the right time to be doing that.
Wasn't a time for celebration right now.
Yeah, and then Friday they got Arizona Coyotes, so hopefully 2 wins there.
The battle of the bottom feeders. Let's go.
Pittsburgh, Arizona, Chicago, all 3 teams that are like not doing hot this year.
Yeah, Pittsburgh fucking smoked Chicago already, though. Don't you remember?
Oh fuck, we have played them already. Damn it.
Yeah, we lost 5-2. It was another one of those games that they scored like 2 goals in the first like fucking 5 minutes.
So,
but new coach, new team. Let's go.
Next week, I'm looking forward to next Wednesday when they're playing Seattle for the first time.
Yeah, it's in Seattle too, so it's gonna be really cool because I haven't watched any Seattle games at their rink, and I can't wait to see what it looks like on TV.
And it's on TNT, so national broadcast.
That's pretty sweet.
So, all right,
it's at 9 p.m. though.
I know that's
fuck.
I know. So, all right, that's episode 159. What do you want to call it?
Fucking new coach, new team. I don't know. Colleton's out.
New coach, new team. I like that better.
Yeah.
All right, so episode 159, new coach, new team. Make sure to follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. On Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. Tell us what you like about the show. If you tell us you hate us, you can tell us how much we suck, but make sure to give us 5 stars. Go to our social media at WCB Podcast, Twitter, Instagram, shop our merch, shop WCBP.com. Follow the Hockey Podcast Network at HockeyPodNet. Use the draft code, promo code THPN, and we'll see you on the next one. So for Jarom and Tanner, later.
Love you, boys. Bye.